Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Nelson for Catholic Newsbreak. Here's what's happening this week in the news. We begin with news from the Vatican. More than a year after removing Bishop William Morris as head of the Diocese of Toowoomba, Australia, Pope Benedict XVI has named the Vicar General of the Diocese of Parramatta to succeed him. Monsignor Robert McGuckin, a 68-year-old canon lawyer and director of the Institute of Tribunal Practice at the Catholic Institute of Sydney, was named head of the diocese May 14th. Born in Sydney, he was ordained to the priesthood in 1973. He holds degrees in canon law and served as president of the Canon Law Society of Australia and New Zealand for 7 years. Bishop Morris was asked to resign 6 times by 3 different Vatican congregations. In 2006, he wrote in a pastoral letter that he would be open to ordaining women and married men if church rules changed to allow such a possibility. Pope Benedict asked Bishop Morris to resign a final time and remove the bishop from office when he refused to do so. In news now from Italy, Pope Benedict XVI spent his weekend in Tuscany to celebrate the 1,000th anniversary of San Sepolcro, named after the Holy Sepulchre of Jerusalem. During his visit, he celebrated Mass for 30,000 people and held an audience with locals. Rome Reports now takes us to Tuscany for more on the Pope's trip.
The Pope had a very busy Sunday in Tuscany. That morning, he arrived by helicopter to the Italian town of Arezzo, where he was greeted by a group of children who wore traditional clothing. Afterward, the Pope celebrated Mass, and during his homily, he talked about the town's Christian heritage, urging its citizens to not ignore their roots or religion.
Siate fermento nella società, siate cristiani presenti, intraprendenti e coerenti. La città di Arezzo riassume, nella sua storia plurimillenaria, espressioni significative di culture e di valori. Tra i tesori della vostra tradizione c'è la fierezza di un'identità cristiana testimoniata da tanti segni e da devozioni radicate, come quella per la Madonna del Conforto.
Then, in the afternoon, the Pope made his way to the town of San Sepolcro, where he privately prayed in the cathedral. That church holds a famous crucifix known as Santo Volto, which translates to the Holy Face. After praying, the Pope headed outside where, despite the cold and rainy weather, thousands of people waited to greet him. Once again, Benedict XVI called on people to follow in the footsteps of the city's founders.
E costituisce non soltanto il cardine dell'identità di San Sepolcro e della Chiesa diocesana, ma anche una sfida a conservare e promuovere il pensiero cristiano che è all'origine di questa città.
The Pope was also planning on visiting the Chapel of the Holy Wounds in Laverna, which is where St. Francis of Assisi received the stigmata back in the year 1224. However, that visit was canceled because of weather conditions.
Looking now at news from around the world, the United States government has given a $355 million grant to reduce poverty in Zambia. Father Paul Samasuma, spokesman for the Zambia Episcopal Conference, is calling the grant a biblical act of charity. He said the grant from the Millennium Challenge Corporation, an independent foreign aid agency created by the U.S. Congress in 2004, adheres to Jesus' directive that those with more should give some of what they have to those with none. In Lusaka, the Zambian capital, the Zambian government and officials from the U.S. agency signed off on documents clearing the way for the transfer of funds for water and sanitation projects. The grant is the largest single investment to improve the country's water system since Zambia became independent in 1964. Daniel Yohannes, CEO of Millennium Challenge Corporation, said that the investment in the southern African nation will benefit more than 1 million Zambians by improving their health and economic productivity and decreasing the spread of waterborne diseases. And finally in the news, New York Cardinal Timothy Dolan gave the commencement address for the class of 2012 at the Catholic University of America, CUA. In his address, he said that the 1,500 students receiving degrees that day had all majored in the law of the gift, learning to pattern their lives after the self-giving love of Jesus. New York's Archbishop, who also is president of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, encouraged the graduates to draw on their faith to help in the effort to stand up for religious freedom in the United States and to oppose efforts to redefine marriage. The Cardinal predicted that a challenge the class of 2012 will inevitably face is the defense of religious freedom as part of both our American and creedal legacy. Cardinal Dolan also noted how Pope Benedict XVI has emphasized the importance of Catholic universities being faithful to their Catholic identity as they carry out the Church's mission in service to the gospel. Cardinal Dolan received Catholic University's President's Medal, the school's highest honor. He has a doctorate in American Church history from CUA. Washington Cardinal Donald Wuerl was on hand to offer the invocation at Catholic University's 123rd annual commencement. Well, that is all the information we have for you at this time. Please stay with Catholic TV for more Catholic news. Until then, I'm Kevin Nelson, and I'll see you next time on Catholic Newsbreak.